Okay, so what happened today? Orion released a letter, and yeah, he basically went over some stuff. But he went over some stuff, yeah, for 2024, and that's as far as you've gotten. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm like up to date. Sorry.
Yeah. In the early part of the first quarter of 2025, we plan to open new 64-bit servers in Europe and the US. The new servers will be open to all players and will not require VIP status to access. We will have more information about servers and transfers to these new worlds in early 2025. This has been a long effort, and we appreciate your patience and support while we get all the details right. You can expect Sevelin to sit with Court of Arms sometime after the start of the new year to discuss the decisions behind the 64-bit servers, their placement in Europe and the US, and details on what to expect. We hope this news is welcomed and that you are excited as we are at the opportunity the 64-bit servers and opening transfers will afford.
Yeah, we should stop there and talk about this because everyone's freaking the frick out right now. Yeah?
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, okay, so we're going to get 64-bit servers, which we all knew was going to happen. I'm honestly shocked it's happening this quickly. But I think it's kind of stupid that they're doing it this quickly. Because Angmar, they're basically killing Angmar. The only thing Angmar has going for it is the Nazgul, but they don't even have the Nazgul mechanic down. So, like, yeah, they just killed that server, which is fine, whatever. I haven't been playing on Angmar as much. I'm sure Mordor will kind of be alright, going forward. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked they're doing it this early. I'm glad that they're doing it, because I get that comment all the time. Oh, how dare they make 64-bit servers for people who need VIP, you know?
Kind of like, obviously they had the Wraiths, and now they've got like the Orcs and the Goblins and the Trolls. But it seems a lot that the VIP servers were very much just like a testing zone. And they wanted to see, like, you know, if they added in this... They kind of added in this extra element to encourage people to use it, but they are more or less just testing how the game runs on a 64-bit.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna lie. It kind of felt like a little bit of a middle finger, if I'm being honest, because I'm like, we paid for this since August, but like we haven't paid that long for it, and I figured like we're the testers and the guinea pigs. But I thought, and what was expressed to me was that they weren't going to have the 64-bit servers until, like, Angmar and Mordor were ready to, like, close up. So I'm kind of like, I should have just waited. Like, I didn't have to pay all this money for the servers. Like, for the people that did, it's kind of like, now what do we get? Because our servers are gonna die. Like,
I think Zinga's comment kind of sums up like a good opinion of like fair. You know how early it's coming. People are so excited when no 64-bit server has seen mounted combat this far.
True.
Like I struggle to enjoy mounted combat in general, but a lot of it is performance.
Yeah.
So whether the performance would be any different on a 64-bit server, I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. If I don't get pulled back as often, that would be great. But I'm still not relying on it very much. B said, when I read, thank you for your patience and understanding, it makes me think of Aubrey being critical of SSG. War, you said Mordor is in the same boat. They are opening EU servers too.
Yeah. I feel like Mordor will be okay because they have a good population.
Yeah.
And obviously Evernight will probably still be main, but I feel like Mordor will be better off than Angmar.
Angelica said, Angmar player. It slowed down a bit, to be honest, though this is not my main server. Crick family for life. Crick
Same.
Hollow.
I'm with you.
War also said, the Angmar chat tonight was one of two things, a eulogy, or because of the details, people saying they weren't leaving.
Right.
Obviously, people are reacting to the information we've been given, based on this stuff here. We'll probably find out more eventually.
Yeah, I'm not too stressed about what everybody's stressing about, because people are like, where do I go? Do I transfer when it's open? Like, my assumption and guess, which could be wrong, because I've been wrong about a lot of these servers, but I feel like we're only going to have, like, a certain amount of time to transfer, like, maybe a month, maybe a few, but it's like, it's only going to be awkward for those few months, but after that, I'm sure everybody's going to be forced to transfer because SSG doesn't want to have all these servers up and going. Like, they need less servers.
Ultimately, if you look at other MMOs, like, no one really runs... The newer ones do not run 32-bit servers at all. It's all 64-bit. So I think ultimately their goal is to move everyone over to these new servers. Like, it's a bit confusing, I guess, with the wording. How they've said... Like, they've said the new servers will be open to all players, but it doesn't say the new servers... Like, it doesn't really say that everyone is going to need to transfer.
Right, true.
And that's where there's going to be a lot of confusion as well, because it's like... When they open up transferring, depending on how they do it, can people just go to any server? Or will there be like, you know, will they make it that if you're on the 32-bit Crick Hollow, you're going to be moving on to a 64-bit Crick Hollow? Or, you know, because that's where there's been a lot of discussion where it's like, you know, if you have characters on one server and you're involved with several kinships, if they go different directions, where do you go?
I'm more concerned that they're going to have less servers available for 64-bit. So, like, right now we've got, what, 5 NA servers? I think 5 or 6 if you include Angmar. But, like, they're probably... My guess is we probably only are going to have, like, 3 NA servers if SSG is, like, trying to, like, downsize and, like, you know, cut costs in some areas. So I'm kind of like, you know, what worlds will go? Like, Crick Hollow would probably go because it's one of the lesser populated servers. So it's like... You know, unless they duplicate it. But, like, if they choose not to, and we just have, like, 3 NA servers to come from, like, what do we do if we're on Crick? Like, do we go to Arkenstone? Like, that will be where people get more, I guess, confused. Because, yeah, more people split up and stuff, because some people want to try other servers, so...
I think a lot about when they got rid of a huge bunch of servers way back. And it's like, you know, I can be talking to people on Crick Hollow... And it'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I was originally on Withy Window, I was on Windfola, I was on... Firefoot, you know. People have come from all different servers, but then it's like people that were on those servers have also gone in different directions as well. So I'm hoping they'll... Well, I'm also not too worried about that at the moment, but I hope they do kind of clarify that a bit later on. War said, yeah, Poteen Norse and I were talking about it. It's the names, players... and kin housing and kinships that's hitting folks the hardest.
So, housing has come up a lot. I think the thing I saw was that most likely, from what I've heard from other people, I don't know if that's how it's going to work, really the only thing that's going to hurt is getting houses back and redecorating them. But, yes. Like, names I'm not too worried about, because when they did, like, the big server transfer, didn't they have, like, ones next to people's names for a while? They had duplicates, and then they just had to change them.
They still do, I think.
Yeah, there's still a few out there.
Because it's like name-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which isn't, you know, pretty, but...
Zinger says, I'm going to have to start showering with all these more cramped bodies on fewer servers.
I think that's a thing that I'm finding more irked about, is that if they do offer less servers, which I would be shocked if they don't, but, like... You know, if they do that, this is a big assumption, it's pretty much gonna feel the same as a 32-bit server because Angmar is still kind of laggy. It's been laggier now because people are leveling up their stuff and all of that. I'm sure it's the same on Mordor too. Granted, it's not as laggy as the 32-bits, but when you have way more people on it, it's pretty much gonna be just as much lag. So really, at the end of the day, this is all just gonna be a lot of moving, transferring, and just not much difference.
Yeah. Like, I'm hoping for the sake of consistency or continuity, they just have, if they are planning to move everyone over to 64, they just have, you know, if you're on Gladden 32, you have to go to Gladden 64 or stuff like that. Like, it would be awesome in a world where we have less servers, because it actually would be nice to have more players around for content. But at the same time, it's like, that's not a huge matter for me.
Right.
Like, I don't really do that much grouping content, and when we have done it, it has been on Angmar for, like, doing the on-level raids and stuff like that. Hi says, man, I can spend quite literally 8 hours decorating my house. That will really hurt for me.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
I mean, hey, if LOTRO had, like, a, what is it, like, what's that thing called? Like, Spotify Wrapped? LOTRO Wrapped? You spent 42 hours decorating your house this year.
Oh my
Imagine if they
God.
did something like that. That would be cool.
I would be scared for myself.
Well, you said I think that is why there is a section of folks on Angmar that's not going to leave. We have 64-bit anyways, and we avoid the chaos.
Yeah, but you're gonna get pushed off of Angmar one day or another.
Yeah, like Angmar's going to follow through probably to 150.
I kind of doubt they'll even allow Angmar or Mordor to transfer. I mean, why would they?
I know Angmar they will, because they're planning to kill that server off, but Mordor's
like
here to
2 years.
stay.
Yeah, Mordor's here to stay.
Yeah, it's like...
For a bit.
Is Angmar going to also stay? Because otherwise you're going to have only an EU server that has the new mechanics. But I don't know much about that.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, what are they going to do about that? Because... yeah, they would keep the mechanics. I didn't even ever think about that. They would keep, like, the Nazgul and stuff, but that'd be, like, the only server that has it. And I don't, like... the system isn't working right now. I feel like more people are more discouraged by it than anything, so...
yeah. Has anyone been attending any of the recent, like, Nazgul fights?
I feel like all the Nazgul fights are just fails anymore.
Another thing as well is, like, what you're saying about folks staying on Angmar. Like, not going to leave. You've also, like, at this stage, you've still got that mechanic. Like, people will probably want to be on 64-bit servers without having to worry about the Nazgul and all that. You're, I guess, non-VIPers, you know, will be happy with that, but also there are people that don't want to deal with wraiths and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people tend to just come along for the story as well. In 2 years, says War, if Treebeard still exists, Angmar will be fine, just saying.
Yeah, but who plays on Treebeard? Treebeard has like 100 pop anymore. On a good day.
Okay, let's have a look at the forum post then. This person, Istvana, said, easily the most interesting thing in the 2025 roadmap will have great consequences for existing servers, perhaps Angmar more than others. Few details are given, but of great importance. No subscription necessary and transfers will be allowed. Perhaps free, perhaps not. That is not said and may not be decided yet. Almost surely this implies that they will be normal rule set servers, not legendary and not progression. Starting with a level cap of 150, with transfers allowed, not fresh start at all, not a fresh economy either. So instead of converting the old servers to 64-bit as some had expected, brand new servers but existing characters can move to them. Interesting.
That's a fair point too.
People are saying, I'll be intensely disappointed if 64-bit server tech does not get rolled out to the existing game worlds. I don't know. I would look at it from the point that they are going to get rid of 32-bit servers.
Yeah, for sure.
They're more of a if they have access to 64-bit, it's more of a hassle than anything.
Right.
Malachi said it might not be technically possible. Starting a separate cluster of worlds and migrating data is a far more realistic solution. Have you ever tried updating a 32-bit version of Windows to 64 while keeping everything else intact? Let me know how that works out for you. So yeah, I can see from that point, it's probably better to go on to the new software like that. So Casual Gamer said, another reason is that 64-bit servers are basically in beta test. They might be doing this slowly to test them with accounts with a dozen actual 150 characters. I trust Orion, but he needs to give us a bit more of his thinking. More EU servers is good anyway.
True.
Orion said, the new servers will not be legendary. They will be accessible to all tiers of players. This is the breadth of information we can share at this time. Further details will be provided by Cord and Sev earlier in the new year. The information they provide will go over the expectations and finer details of how players can access the new servers.
But yeah, like, I understand they can't say too much because they're worried about competitors taking their ideas, essentially. But it seems like a lot of people are just like, I wish we had more, which I get. But at the same time, like, when is this all happening? They say early 2025, but this could be like, if they're not even going to give us more details until January, this could be a February thing or even like a March thing, you know?
Yeah, so John M. Hammer asked about the days downscaling. It's on the proverbial back burner for the time being. And is there any timeline for bringing 64-bit server tech to existing game worlds? Has that been abandoned in favour of opening up new game worlds? Orion said all these questions are going to be great to offer up to Cord and Sev.
Why are they not worrying about the downscaling system? I got a comment about the level cap increase for Q4, which I'm not surprised by, but I'm like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Like, we need to take a few steps back, okay? Like, I don't want to have new players be like, yeah, let me play LOTRO. Oh wait, max level's 200? Yeah, no, forget that game. Like, that's way too high. Like, please don't make it 160, I swear.
Edited updates see Orion's post more accurate information. At least initially, the transfers to these worlds will not be from our 32-bit worlds and will instead focus on our closed legacy servers. We'll have more details about the specifics of our plans in January.
Oh, I think they're talking about they keep referring to the dark servers, like the old servers. Is that what they're referring to? Or are they talking about, like, the closed servers that nobody has access to, like the NDA server and, like, Bull Roar and stuff, but that wouldn't make sense either.
I have no idea.
I think they're talking about the old servers. Because they kept saying, like, dark worlds or dark servers. I'm like, what are dark servers?
I want to clarify information on the new servers. When they come online, we will allow free and optional transfers off existing worlds for all players. More information about the timing, name, reservation, etc. will be handled in a Q&A sit-down with Core and Sev in the earlier part of the new year. In the weeks following the opening, we will also open Dark World transfers to the 64-bit servers to allow characters on these worlds to move over. So does that refer to, like, the old
That's what I'm assuming. But I'm also like, how the heck do you still got all that info?
Yeah.
Why didn't you delete that? Like, so long ago. This is years ago.
As outlined, we are being more conservative with the information we provide to ensure more relevant and imminent details on development are shared. As major updates or changes draw closer, we will share broader details. Because they've given, like, a 12-month timeline, but they said they want to kind of keep it, like, the specifics narrowed down to, like, a 6-month period if they can.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any lost because everything was on one folder and I was around at the time that they, killed off the old servers. But if that means people can get access to the old characters, like, that would be cool. But at the same time, they are going to be very lost.
Yeah. Like, that's weird. That's weird that they're even doing that, in my opinion. I'm shocked they even have these characters still somewhere in their systems.
I know, right? Maybe they're just preparing to get rid of the old hard drives and they want to get data off if they can.
Maybe.
Angelica says, there's still time, I'm not even stressing. One thing I wish is for a level squish. I have friends that won't play because they see the level cap and they get turned away. I know that another game starting with a W, level squished, and it was refreshing as you saw an increase in new players. Level cap used to be 120. Yeah. I think a level squish is kind of needed to encourage more players. And I wouldn't be mad if they reduced, like, the amount of XP you get.
Same.
For, like, completing stuff in the game.
Yeah.
It would be nice to encourage more newer players to get into the game.
Yeah, but overall, guys, don't stress about it right now. Like, I know everybody's been stressing about it. They're like, are you going to move to the new server? Like, what are you doing when the transfer open? What are you going to do, Ganto?
I'm probably just going to follow you, to be honest. And that's what everyone else seems to be saying, so wherever she goes, I'll be going.
I'm transferring when it happens just because content, right?
Content, and also I don't want to be stuck with playing a 32-bit server game.
I don't either. I don't know why people would want to stay on a 32-bit for a while. I'm like, why?
War says, I think the timing was poor too, in my opinion. A week before Christmas. Dude.
It was poor.
I've had lots of terrible news this year. All coming at the worst time, so this is nothing for me to sweat about.
Well, yeah, but it's just ridiculous because they can't... Okay, hold on. Real question, guys, because I haven't been on LOTRO. Have they fixed the Rivendell bridges yet?
That is a good question.
Because they did that at the worst time too. They updated it, took the weekend off, and then still didn't update it. Okay,
War
they
says
did.
yes.
Finally, thank you, man.
All right, let's finish going through the letter, right?
What was wrong with the bridges? People were falling through them.
Look at my last VOD.
Did anyone clip it? I don't think I clipped it yet either.
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's.
I keep forgetting I gotta clip some other things as well.
You're slacking, bro. What up?
I'm slacking. We're both slacking.
Wow.
Okay?
I mean, you haven't streamed in 6 days. I've streamed earlier.
Because I was away.
I've been away too, but mine was only, 4 or 5 days ago? Not 6. Even though it's about to be 6 because I'm probably not streaming tomorrow.
War says people made hundreds of gold on Angmar with Captain Summons. It suddenly was fixed. Yeah. That was funny. Hi says, I should be, actually. I'm slacking.
Yeah, Hi.
Yeah, Hi, you're slacking.
Come on, man. Get it together.
Angelica says, oh, wow, crazy. Yeah. Especially on Angmar, everyone needed the library. I saw people selling, travels to the library for, insane amounts of gold as well.
It was funny that we figured out how to get up there by clipping everything. It was so ridiculous, but it was hilarious.
Man, that was an experience.
Mm-hmm.